My name's Frank, we're at the Carvery and we're going to cut a dub plate today. Yeah, the Carvery is a one-off vinyl dub plate cutting service and mastering service. We specialise in taking digital music and putting it onto vinyl. We're going to reconstruct a track that needs cleaning up. We've been going for about 5 years now, specialising in music from drum and bass, dubstep, reggae. Process today is we're going to take a track that needs a lot of work. We're going to look at how to remove the clicks and the crackles and then to boost it and master it and get a good sound from it. We're going to first listen to this track and see how many crackles and noise, background noise there is in the track. As you can hear, there's a great deal of crackles and pops. So we've got two options. We can either do a full reconstruction, which means taking it into another program, or we can look at kind of getting the best out of what we've got here. The first thing we're going to use is X-Click, which is a Waves plugin. Basically, it finds the clicks and you can then reduce them to the amount that you want. So that sounds already a bit better. We're going to now listen to just the clicks. So we can hear that it's actually reducing quite a lot. So the second stage is looking at crackles. This is the crackle that we're actually removing here. So what you can probably hear is that it's not removing everything. The reason for that is that we need to take it into another piece of software that will effectively find where the clicks are, and then it will work out, if we take the click away, what sound was before and after, and it will recalculate the sound and replace it. Isotope RX, which is a pretty amazing program that creates a three-dimensional image of the track. It then recalculates the sound that would be behind it. We're going to look at how to actually cut the dub plate now that we've cleaned it to a basic stage. I've looked at the frequencies that I thought could do with bringing out, and that was effectively the low end and the top end. So I wanted to give it some brightness. So I brought it up around 12K. Now that's ready, we're going to look at cutting the dub. When we remove this plastic, there's a static charge. So we remove that with an anti-static liquid and a bit of bog roll. If we don't do that, the swarf, which is effectively the positive of the groove, will stick to the record. This is the cutter head, which has a diamond attached to it with two heating coils. This is a vacuum tube that sucks up the swarf. Before cutting the tune, it has to go through what's called an RIA curve. It's a high treble, low bass curve, signature curve that the track has to go through. If you didn't, you'd have massive grooves going along the side, along the plate, and you wouldn't be able to fit any music on. So all music that goes onto vinyl has to go through this curve. The first test that is coming out, you can hear it's there. It's coming out of the actual head. It's effectively made up of two speakers to do the right and left side and the stereo. We check the temperature of the record to make sure it's malleable, and we use these lights as a constant heat source to get the record up to a cutting temperature. So what we're going to do is we're going to monitor the playback using this playback stylus here. So by monitoring like that, we can tell whether the frequencies that we adjusted in the master are coming through and actually getting onto the plate. The smaller the record that you cut, the less treble you're going to get, and the less treble resolution and the less loudness you can put onto it, because the circle is that much smaller. Often you'll find that a reggae track won't have as much treble as, say, a drum and bass track, or you wouldn't put a drum and bass track onto a 7-inch because you wouldn't be able to get any loudness or any good trebles on it. So when it gets to the end of the track, we're going to do the lead out groove, creating a full circle out of the spiral. So we wait for it to end, and then do 2 or 3 turns. Stop the mechanism. So we have it. Dubplate.